earlier this month in my Count on 2 investigation, I detailed the issue of superintendent turnover, which is impacting school districts both nationwide and right here at home. But tonight, in part 2, I am taking a closer look at what is driving teachers to leave their jobs, even in one school district that has taken steps to prevent the problem.
We've seen over the last few years the number of vacant positions at the start of a school year has been steadily increasing really every year for the last 4.
Patrick Kelly with the Palmetto State Teachers Association describes the problem as a severe educator shortage in South Carolina. At the start of the 2022-23 school year, he says around 1,400 classrooms did not have a certified teacher in place on the first day of school.
It has a really significant impact both on student learning and in our ability to retain teachers, because the bigger the shortage gets, the further we have to stretch the people that are still in classrooms.
This year, Charleston County School District made efforts to combat the issue by offering raises and bonuses to its teachers.
We increased the salary structure by $5,000. So our first year teacher went from 43 and some change to 48 and some change, plus the $5,000 bonus that is going to be paid out to teachers this year.
The new raises were approved in June, and the district hired 520 new teachers for the 2023-24 school year.
I think it's been a huge game changer. I think we would be having a very different conversation right now if that hadn't happened.
However, teacher retention was impacted. Through a Freedom of Information Act request, I found out how many teachers within Charleston County School District resigned and did not continue on from the 22-23 school year to the current school year. Now, out of about 3,600 teaching positions in this district, 353 teachers resigned. That's roughly 9.5%. Now, Kelly says this number isn't terrible considering some teachers may have retired. However, he does say it tells a bigger story.
So what I think that tells us is that compensation matters, because Charleston County may not have experienced as much turnover as other districts, but it also tells us that compensation alone won't fix educator shortages. The 3 other factors that I think are really even more significant are lack of time, lack of support, and lack of adequate resources.
Teachers also say frequent changes in leadership, which Charleston County School District has seen its share of, can also impact their decisions.
I really right now want to be paying attention to my lessons, not whether we're going to have a leader in 2 weeks or 4 weeks or next year. We want to be able to pay attention to classroom policy, not politics.
When I asked what feedback district leaders have heard from teachers leaving the district, Bill Brigman, CCSD's Chief Human Resources Officer, told me housing is the big concern, which is what he says they hope to address next.
To afford a home in Charleston, the average it's about $72,000 annual salary. But we've got to get teachers at a point where they're hitting that $72,000 earlier in their career, so they're able to afford to be part of our community.
Kelly says while this is important, district leaders across the state should also consider teacher working conditions when making improvements.
We've got to address the working conditions issues that are driving teachers out of the classroom. And that ultimately comes down to leadership. We need to stop acting like we're in a teacher surplus in this state in some districts and start acting like we're in the teacher shortage that we are.
Now, while I did receive the teacher retention numbers for Charleston County School District, the final statewide numbers will not be available until November. In the studio, I'm Erin Morgan. Count on 2.